for people to come in and see, if we're all good to go. I'm going to get my tablet up and running. Okay, I can see that I'm up and running on live. Let me know if you're here. Try to not blind you too much by my overhead light. Maybe I'll try to pull up my blinds so I can have some natural light tonight. And I can turn my overhead light off. It might be too dark. Let's see what it looks like on the screen. Oops. Might not be too bad. I'm going to watch here for the live chat here. Just watching the video. Oh yeah, nope, I don't think it's too dark. Hope you're here. There we go. Howdy, everyone. Just give it another minute or two. I threw my earphones down for a minute, turned on a different light. See if that kind of helps so it's not so dark. I'm going to go ahead and get started and we'll see how things are going. So tonight I am going to play with the coral reef stencil like it said, but I'm also going to play with the new foil. And I wanted to show, this is the card I shared last week or the other day on, yesterday I think it was, on social media. Let me grab a light, see if you can, so I can show the shimmeriness. Get that, so you can kind of see the shimmery of the foil. And this is the new Magical Monarch set that we just released with Thermoweb, with a collaboration. And all of the foil is over our chroma glazes on the detail part of the stencil. And I just wanted to show some of that and some of the other cards that I've made. So this, if you haven't seen it yet, this is the stamp set. It has a matching stencil that can match, and then it also has the detail part, and that's what I used for this card. Is I used the stencil and then the detail with some chroma glaze, and then it also has a matching die set that can cut out the outside part or the detail part. And then it has the flowers as well, and it has some great sentiments. So I wanted to share this card with you and a couple of the others I've made. They'll be coming out. I'll be showing them on social media in the next few days. One of the other cards I made was this one. And once again, I used the pearl glaze here. And then I covered it with the foil, the magical shattered glass, I think is what it's called. And then I cut this out. This is actually release paper. And then I just popped it up on a pop-up dot on top of a full shadowed background. And then I just ink blended, of course, in rainbow colors, overlapping to create the rainbow. And then I have this one, which is, I think this one, I'm not sure if this one or the other slimline is my favorite. I really liked having the rainbow butterfly, and then once again I used the pearl. Pearl is my favorite chroma glaze and my favorite aqua pigment. And then I used the magical shattered glass foil over it. And I created my background by this part by using just red, yellow, and blue aqua pigments, just overlapping them each. And here's the missing gem I had for my other card. It fell off. And last but not least, my other sample I made for this was, I used one of the toner panels, and I used the green, I'm not exactly sure what this one is called. The name escapes me. It is, or a green sketch. And and this was, so this is on and I did this on a toner sheet. And then I used the green glitter glaze with the stencil in the inside pieces. And then this was a freebie with one of our sales, like for the Black Friday or a pumpkin patch. I got it free in one of our Easter eggs maybe. And I cut that out of I actually took the glitter glaze and put it on some heavy cardstock, and then I cut it out with a die cut. And then the sentiment is from the set, and I did that with a green ink, and then I covered it with the icicle embossing powder to give it a shine as well. So those are the cards I made with the new Magical Monarch set. So if you haven't checked that out, you should go. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to play with the coral reef stencil and the shattered glass. So I'm going to go ahead and do the stencil first. So what I did was I did use pixie spray. The reason I use pixie spray is because I have all these little pieces here and I want to make sure they're flat. And when I use glazes, I want especially a thinner glaze, you know, not like a chunky glaze, like a glitter glaze. I want to make sure that it is flat and there are no, so I used pixie spray and then I push down really hard. I put a piece of paper or a towel over it and I kind of rub and make sure it's really adhered good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I was going to use the pearl, but I have the pearl done for my sample. But I thought it'd be fun to grab, excuse me, my stencil pal, and I'm going to use a coral, a yellow, and the purple. And I'm going to put a little bit on each of or at the top of the stencil and then pull it down and make up, or just put a few in and just make kind of a hodgepodge color of the coral. And then I will put some foil over it tomorrow after it's dry and share a picture of that on social media and in the fan club page. So I'm going to put a little bit of the coral. And I might need more, but that's kind of the beauty of being able to mix some of the colors. I didn't wipe off my containers very well last time, so I have a little bit of dried right on the edge, but that's why it's important to keep this plastic piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab, I'm not cleaning my spatula off. This is a silicone spatula in between because I'm not dipping it back inside right away. I'm going to scrape it off as best I can, and then if I need to go back in, I can grab a cloth and just kind of wipe it off quick. Which I think I'm going to do that here quick. Get a cloth out. Just baby wipe here quick. And I'll go ahead and grab a little bit more of the yellow. And it's okay if they're gonna blend a little bit when I mix them. So I have a little bit right there. I'm okay with that. Wipe that off quick. Off to the side here, I have a bucket of warm soapy water that I'm going to throw my stencil in when I'm done, which is how I do what I do when I'm filming live, or if I am creating multiple backgrounds using multiple stencils. So that way I can clean them off afterwards. And I have actually even left them sit for a couple of days in the soapy water and they're fine. It's not something I usually do, but I have done it and I've been fine as long as it's been warm soapy water. And I just use regular dish soap, Dawn dish soap. Okay, so I've got on my spatula the 3 colors. I'm going to try to make this do and use all of this up and not get any more. If I don't get a perfect blend, it's fine, or I can always mix match. I'm just going to very carefully go at an angle, and I try to only make one pass if I can help it, but I notice I don't have quite enough on this side, so I'm going to go back and do another pass over here. Got a little bit of that purple. I try to only go one direction when I'm using my glazes, and then I'm going to just put a whole mix of the last little bit right here on the edge and just pull it down. And I try to go fairly thin. I like a thinner glaze. I like it drying faster. And then this, you can always throw on another piece of paper and die cut it out later like a scrap piece, or you could just wipe it off and get rid of it, which is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to throw it all of this, I'm just going to throw in my bin. to wash. Then we're going to take this. I'm going to very quickly wipe up my table here and throw that baby wipe away. And then I'm going to peel this off so you can see it very carefully. Throw that in my bin, and that's what it's going to look like. And I'm going to throw that glass, the foil on top of it tomorrow once it's dry, and it will be all shimmery and shiny. So now I have to set this aside to dry. If you give me a second, I'm going to put it on something and put it down on the floor. Okay. And like I said, I did one in advance, but I used the pearl because I thought it'd be really fun to do a white on white card with maybe a pop of color. So here's the pearl, all done. And here's the foil. And I'm just going to go, I got to make sure I got the right side. Now, with toner foil, if you foil on the wrong side, it's just not going to stick. But, because I have this out of the package. But I'm pretty sure, because this one's clear, it's a little bit harder to see. I'm pretty sure that it's this side, so we're going to go for it. And if it doesn't work, we'll stick it on the other. So I have it down, kind of stuck. I've had my laminator off to the side here, warming up. And I am using a thermal web carrier sheet. I like those. I just got them, and I think they help tremendously. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through my laminator. And while that's going through, I'm going to show you, I did stamp out a couple of mermaids. We're going to do some real quick coloring and die cutting with them. Haven't quite decided 100% on my sentiment yet, but I think I know what I'm going to do. Now, you may notice these are not the most perfect images that are stamped out. What I have been doing lately, and I really, really, really enjoy this, is I stamp out my images and then I color them. I leave my images in my MISTI and then I stamp over the top. Sometimes with the same ink, sometimes with Versamark ink, sometimes with a really deep black pigmented ink, just to give them some punch. So we're going to quick color these up. I haven't decided which one of these I want to use. I'm thinking I might lean towards the one with the bow, but I don't have anyone in mind for it right now to what I'm going to give this card to, so that's why I haven't really decided. All right, so that is out of the laminator. Let's see. I can tell right away that it's stuck on because I can see it's been sucked down. So I'll put the carrier sheet out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the reveal. And you might not see it very well. I might have to turn a light on. I don't know if you can see there, but you can kind of see that the foil, that it has the pattern in it. I'm going to put that aside and maybe use that for another use. And then I'm not sure if you can see the shine in the camera or not. I think you can. Let me see, where's that light? I don't want to blind you, but I'd like you to be able to, oops. See, you see that beautiful glass shattered white. It's just beautiful. I love it. Now I do see I have a little bit of overfoiling with the panel, which is no problem. All I do is I take my eraser, which I have misplaced, so I will grab it. Here it is. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to use my eraser just on the in-between spots where it might have, some of the foil might have stuck to like pixie spray. And it just erases off real easy. No big deal. It does add a little extra shimmer shine to the back side. But it doesn't affect the overall effect of the card. It gives it some extra shimmer and shine, like I said. Just a little bit. I might cut this down yet, so I'm not going too crazy to remove all of that extra shimmer. But like I said, pixie spray likes to hold on to foil, so if you are heavy-handed with your pixie spray like I am, it might cause a little bit of over foiling here, but it comes off real fast. So I'm just going to erase a little bit more so it's not quite so in there. A couple spots here. Let's see, I missed right in there. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's still beautiful, and it's not the focal point of the card. So I just think that that white on white is great. So we're going to set this aside and let's get some coloring done. Now, I am a very big traditionalist when it comes to mermaids. I tend to go with a blue tail, things like that. I don't know why I do. I'm going to try to get away from that, and I'm going to give this girl, oh, I just don't know. I never choose the colors. I'm going to go for it. We're going to go with a purple tail. So I've got just two colors here, V06 and V04. My markers need to be refilled, so I'm not sure how good these are right now. Okay, there we go. So my V06 is my darkest, and I tend to be a darker to lighter color. So I'm just going to do a two-color blend tonight. I'm just going to do a little bit there, a little bit on the edges. You know, I might change my mind and grab a third color if it's not perfect, what I like. And then, so she's swimming kind of this way, so I'm going to make this side a little bit darker. You know, if you're new to Copic coloring, practice. That's what I like to say. I like to say, you know, just, you know, use it and then walk away if you have to. Because sometimes I don't know if I like it, and then when I walk away and I come back, then I'm like, oh, that looks so good. Why didn't I stop? Why was I fretting about it? So, and also sometimes layering helps. Paper is a big thing. I'm using the Brutus Monroe Perfect Blend, Alcohol Perfect Blend paper. It's my favorite for Copic coloring. I tend to hoard it just for my Copic coloring. I mean, it's great for blending on and coloring on, but I just really like it for my Copic markers. I don't do a ton of Copic marker coloring lately. I need to do more. I love it. I just don't do it very often anymore. Partly because I think I need to refill some of my inks, or I need to buy some new inks, or some refills. But I really like to color. So I'm going to just kind of darken in. I know sometimes if I'm not super happy with this, I will do two colors, or two layers. And that tends to sometimes make a difference. A lot of it. Oh, sorry, you guys. Hey, I'm sorry I missed that. I missed your chat. I wasn't watching. Hi. Thank you. It showed good for a second. Darren, were you talking about the foil? Okay, Penny, you're lit. I started by using the pearl glaze with the stencil underneath, and so it was white. And then I used the new magical shattered glass, I think that's what it's called, foil, and I put it through my laminator. And that's what gave it, and it's really hard to say on here. So let me see, I'll try this again. Oh, sorry, I hate to shine you guys. It's so pretty in person. It doesn't always do it justice when it's on camera. You're welcome, Penny. I was sitting there coloring away. I didn't even notice the chat, so I feel bad. I was just talking to myself. Monica, I do that all the time, especially when I'm watching Shannon. I comment, and then I realize that I'm commenting as Brutus Monroe, and then I have to switch it out. And then Darren's always like, okay, you know, Brutus Monroe says this. I'm like, yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. So I do that at work too, because I manage 3 pages for my real estate firm that I work for. And sometimes when I comment, I'm either commenting as myself, sometimes I'm commenting as that page. And even when I double check, sometimes it still comments wrong. So Thanks, Monica. I really was excited to try that. I didn't necessarily want to make a card with the monarchs yet. I wanted to play with the under the water, the under the sea one more time, and I thought, I wonder what it would look like with the white pearl, with the coral. Because to me, coral is a white color. I mean, beautiful. I love white coral, so I thought that'd be fun. So I'm just doing some basic coloring, and I'm trying to not do normal colors with the mermaid. You know, pink and, or I mean, blue tail. So I get so nervous because I always go with the same colors. So let's see here. And I just thought it'd be fun to have a nice little pop of color with on that white. I haven't decided on a sentiment yet. How's everybody doing? Is it hot where you guys are? I'm over summer. I'm just over summer. I would rather have it cold. It's 100 degrees yesterday. Today wasn't quite as bad. Yeah, today was just a little bit, we had a little bit more cloud cover, but it was still really hot. But Penny, the pearl is my favorite chroma glaze and my favorite aqua pigment. I could just use those forever and nothing else, just because I'm in love with it that much. I mean, I use others, of course, but I just love those. I just tend to have 2 or 3 bottles or jars of each because I never, ever, ever want to run out. And I start getting low on one, it freaks me out, and I'm like, time to buy 2 more. Which is funny because when it comes to, you know, white, like I'm not a white person when it comes to like cabinets or furniture or walls or carpeting or anything like that. I like color, but I really like the pearl on those, on the chroma glaze and the. Sorry, I started coloring and I got distracted. Okay, so we got the pink. It's hot during the day. Monica, we had rain the other day on Friday, and it rained until about 1 o'clock. I think we got 5 inches of rain because I left for work at 8. I left for work at 8. Yeah, 8. I had some lab work done, so I had to leave at 8. And before I left for work, we only had like a half an inch of rain. And when I came home at lunch, there was almost 4 inches of rain in the rain gauge. And then I saw another town close to us had 5, and I was just like, holy cow. I think I'm going to give her some pink earrings too. Oops, used the wrong color. Nice bright pink earrings. Now before I do her hair, I think I'm going to color her skin tone. And I really hit or miss with the different colors. I think I'm going to go with Soft Sun. E21, if I can get it out of my bin. It's down in the bottom, stuck. My sister called me yesterday. She lives about 5 hours away, and she was like, I wish you could come up and swim with us today. They were going to go swimming really early. Oh, this is marker's getting dried out. I need to get it filled or get a new one. Well, we'll just do a little bit of the color, and then we will switch to another one. We'll give her a little tan. How does that sound? E21. We're putting you to the bin. All right, we'll find another color here. Let's see. And I'm not good with the skin tone colors. The DE markers, I never can pick them out correctly. Let's see, this is E000. It's very light, but I'm going to try to pull out that extra over color there from that marker that was so thick. Sorry about that if you heard that truck go by. I live on a street that has the hospital. You can't drive straight through. The hospital's 2 blocks away from here. And so you'd have to go around it, and you can't go through it. We have so many people that drive on our street. It's not even funny. And they're loud, loud, loud. And then at the other end of my street, there's a railroad track, and they closed it off. Before we bought the place, they had closed it off. So my marker is very dry. This is just my 0. It's just a cheap one. No, this was E triple. Oh, I see what you, E double zero. I don't think I have E double zero. I need to get some more of them. I have just E triple zero right now, so I do need to get that. But my marker, my colors blender is very dry right now. And this is a cheaper version of one too, and I just have it. So I just put a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, that's what it is, on my mat. Pick it up with my marker and kind of color in if I need to, because I over-colored her eyes. They're going to be, and I'm going to leave that for now so I don't oversaturate that. Grandsons were here swimming. They came over for an hour. Just have to go home and get ready for bed. That's what I told my sister when she called. I said, we will go to the, she's going to come visit here at the beginning of August. And I said, we'll go down to the pool. It's a couple blocks away. They haven't been to it since we had a new pool. Her kids haven't been here in a few years. So now for the hair. What color hair? I'm thinking a bright green. Thinking a bright green. Just to throw off some weird old colors. Actually thinking maybe I'm going to go really bright green, and we're going to go with YG01. It's kind of a yellow green. I'm going to go for it. A survival swim class. What is a survival swim class, Monica? Is it kind of like a learning how to be a lifeguard, or is it in extreme cases? My son was as an Eagle Scout, so he had to learn how to swim, obviously, and he had to learn how to. That works? Okay. Yeah, he had to learn how to do all that, and then he worked as a lifeguard for 2 summers out at the Boy Scout camp here in our town. And I thought it was just funny because he was the shortest kid when he first started learning how to swim. And he just was not doing it. I mean, I remember the first year we went out to camp, I didn't even think he could pass the test. I don't even know if he did pass the test to be able to go into the deep water and go out in the boats and stuff. And then all of a sudden, then he was a lifeguard. Must learn to swim to the edge. Okay. Oh, thanks, Shannon. I don't use it very much. It's YG01. And I also have YG21. I was going to just play with these, and I just thought, and I was talking, and I messaged you yesterday, I was talking about having a pop of color, and I thought that would be a fun one. I try to color pluck. I try not to. Must learn to swim to the edge, and if he doesn't make it, then flip him to float. He is, oh, okay. I get it. Okay. This color is YG21. It's very similar. I don't do the best with hair. I'm just going to add a few little spots here and there to maybe make some dark spots, and we're going to call it good. But I really like how that is just super bright. Now we have 3 little bubbles here, and I don't want them to be blank. So I'm looking at my colors. I want a very light color. I did not want to do blue. So I'm going to go a little rogue here. We're going to grab some purple, and we're going to make a little bit of purple in our bubbles here. Thank you. I thought it would be fun. Like I said, I always go with the blue tail. I don't know why. All right. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use the, I don't think I'm going to use her today. I don't know if I'm going to use these, but I thought maybe I would color those up quick. And I am going to go with blue. We're going to make a wild and crazy 2-colored blend here. And this is BG07. And I am not much of a, I have my hex chart. I've used it, but I'm getting to the point where I don't anymore. I took a class a few years ago with Kathy Rakusin, who runs the Daily Marker Challenge. And she is a big believer in color plucking, which means just grab them and go. And when we were in the class, those 2 colors are too similar. We literally gave her the weirdest colors to blend together, and she would make it work. you know, like a purple and a green, and she would blend them and they just worked together. So I've been doing more about at least looking at them and not necessarily seeing where they are on the chart, but seeing if they'll go together. I haven't gone so far crazy as to actually blend two colors that don't, you know, two complete different colors yet. I should challenge myself to do that. We got that color. We need another color. Let's see. I have a fluorescent. I'm not going to be able to do two color blends. Monica, I love the mermaids. I love all of the mermaids. They're just fun. Now this is a very, very bright color, everyone. So don't be shocked. I bought all the fuchsias when I first started buying them. I don't know why. It was a place I saw online and they had a really good deal. The place isn't in business anymore. And I bought them and I got them and I'm like, whoa, those are super bright. But we're kind of going with a neon look this week. So, all right, we need a little bit deeper color though. So, YR16 is what I'm going to grab to add just a little bit of shading. There we go. I might have to grab a little bit more, a darker blue to kind of blend out, because I don't think there's two colors on that, but it'll be fine. It's just an accent. All right, and we need one color for the rocks. We're gonna go with I'm just gonna do neon or an N3 and just color them. I'm going to color them all N3 and then I'm going to let them sit for a minute and then I'll come back with, actually these are getting dry too. That's all right. I'll make them work. Got the N1 here. We'll put that out here and then throw in just a little bit of N5. There we go. Just a little shadow. That'll work. And sometimes when I'm coloring a lot of images, by the time I'm done, I can't, my desk is so full that I'm like, let me put these away. All right. So I'm going to use my little die cut machine tonight because I don't want to have to get up and pull my big one over here. So I might be off camera just a little bit while I'm cutting these out, but I'm going to quick grab the dies. I'm going to cut them apart. Like I said, this is the alcohol perfect blend, which is my favorite. I'm going to cut them separate apart because I'm not sure if they'll fit. Otherwise, they won't. I have to do them separately. So let me get my dies up. So I don't know. I'm going to ask. It is, Monica, it is. And I actually, to be honest with you, I found out kind of hard way that I think a lot of my markers might end up being dry because of last year's day red show. And I found out a little too late. One of the lady that teaches them at my local scrapbook store had refilled all of her markers before the day red show. And because she was going to have some surgery and she was home and refilled both sets, her own personal set and her teaching set. And she started using them in September, October. So this would have been 2020. I think that's when the direct show was. Yeah. And they were almost all dry. Well, she figured with the pressure that happened with that storm that they dried out, and she actually, got the insurance company to cover them. Well, I found out later than that, and I just have normal set, and I haven't been using them, and all of a sudden I'm like, a lot of them are dry that shouldn't be. And I mean, I know once in a while you get a dry marker that's brand new, but I shouldn't have that many. And I've just been too lazy to actually replace all of them. So, they just cut like butter. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I was going to stamp these. Oh, well, can't do that now. I usually stamp over them with the black ink one more time to get them nice and dark. But I got jumping the gun. So I have a box that I slowly put them away, and I figure if I can't, because I can't find nibs either, and I need so many nibs, I'm like at this point, do I replace the entire marker? Or do I, by the time I have to buy nibs and a refill if I don't have it already, that it might just make more sense to buy a new marker. So I've been putting them off for now. Maybe that'll be something I work on this next year, because I really do like my Copics. So, and I would like to change my chisel nib to the fine point for smaller images, because I can get in there easier. All right, there we go. Oh, I just absolutely love our dies and how they just perfect. Oops, I didn't quite, that's not the die's fault. It was the fact that I didn't have it lined up right. So, because it's a little bigger than my machine. So we are going to just go in, put the little impression, and we're going to just cut that off. Look at how beautiful that is. It just looks great. I love her hair. I need to use that color more often. That's what I thought, Monica. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I necessarily need the sketch. I mean, I don't mind getting the Chow or Kaya or however you say it, because they take up a little less space in my marker bin. And they're refillable too, so I figured I'll just decide what I do when I do. All right, we've got our mermaid. We've got some little brightness here. I'm gonna stick them down. I think I kind of want to cut it down just a little bit and maybe put it on some glitter paper. I haven't decided. And I also dug out a heart. This is from one of the wreath sets. I don't remember which one. I'd have to go look on the other side of the room. But it's I think it's the bigger of the two. Is that Charlotte's wreath? But I found this heart, and I'm going to cut it out. And I'm going to use this heart because I think I'm going to use Sending You Oceans of Love, and then I'm going to have a little heart for her hand. But let's grab my glitter paper. It's over here, if I can reach it. I'm going to grab my big pack and my leftover pack. And we'll see what colors we got here. I might not do the whole layered on it because you're not going to see much of it anyway. I might just do white on white. So I just keep all of these are some samples way back from, like a year or so ago, I just stick all my specialty cardstocks in here. So, or my glitter stocks in here, small pieces. So we need a bright color. What color are we thinking? Anyone have any thoughts? I was thinking the lime would be nice, but it is maybe just a small purple heart, I'm thinking. Just a small purple heart. And I keep all these little pieces like this because that's what this is for, so that I can cut out these little parts. I think purple, because her tail is purple, instead of cutting a big sheet down. But I do have some of the mermaid skin paper too, so maybe we want to use that. Let's pull that out quick. Do I have both colors? I think I just have the light pink color. Maybe that's what I will use instead. I think, let's see. What do you guys think? I don't know, is everything looking okay still? I don't know if I want the pink. I think we'll do a little bit of the mermaid skin. I haven't used the mermaid skin in a long time. And I only need a small piece. So I'm just gonna snip a little corner off here because I'm just gonna send one little heart. And we'll throw this stuff off to the side and get it out of our way and get on with our card. Awesome, there we go. So we're just gonna quick cut out this, and I can save the circle part with the heart missing for something else if I want. And I'm just gonna add the one little heart because I think that's enough. I don't think we need to add 3. And just throw this stuff off to the side. It is a neat paper. I think it came out last year with the mermaid box. I don't remember. And this is just a sample piece. I don't have a lot of it right now. I don't always use it. Specialty paper, I forget about it. But I love the glitter stock. I tend to just make my own paper or use the glazes. But I thought it'd be fun to just have her hold that little heart, and then we'll stamp out that. So I do think I'm going to disappear for a second, and I am going to cut it down using one of the stitched dies. So I'll be right back. So I used these, is it spring blooms? It came out with the spring and the bloom, and then these two stitched rectangles. I use that because I do like a stitched border. I think that gives a nice fresh look. The pink, and that's what I think the pink is too, correct, Shannon. Tomorrow when I get to my fancy computer, my work computer, I will put the link in below. I try to put the links in the next day if I can, unless, you know, the day gets away from me. But I think I like the little bit of a stitched, and I am going to put this. So this is a different, this must have been a different white paper than I normally use because it's a little bit different colored, but I'm going to go with it. Before I get my sentiment down though, we're going to go ahead and put it all together. Thanks, Penny. I thought it was in the, okay, 2020 already. Wow. That was a long time ago. I was thinking last year. I think the pink is still. There's 53 available yet, so there you go. I really think it's fun. I just always forget about using that because I usually, like I said, my images do my images shining, or I do my a stencil or something else. I don't think I'm going to pop anything up just in case I decide to mail this in the mail. I tend to be a little bit less of a popper upper, or if I do, I tend to cut out multiple layers. I'm just going to quick use some liquid glue. I do know we're going to do our sending love. We need that sentiment yet. So if you joined late and you wanted a little sneak peek, I did share some of my other Monarch cards that I created. Quick, I mean, I'll be sharing them on social media, of course, the rest of the week. But I did share some so you could see the shimmer and shine if you wanted to go back to the beginning. There we go. I'm not going to put this guy down yet because I think we need to stamp our sentiment out first. Let's move our markers out of the way. All right. Mermaid Skin Pink and Lime. There you go. Thank you, Penny. Let's see. Where did I put the stamps? I normally have a little table set up to the side here for myself to work, but I put my laminator on it and had it all warmed up. I've actually been using my solid plate to laminate with, but especially with the foil, with toner papers, you know, like the black. But when it comes to the glitter, the glazes, you have to use regular laminator. So I finally got my laminator out and thought I better have that all hot to go. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this down. I'm going to stamp it in black, even though it'd be fun to do it in a fun color. And the reason I'm going to do it in black is because then it will tie in with our images. I'm sorry if I'm off camera a little bit. I was just kind of putting it off to the side here. I have like 15 glazes on my desk right now. If you saw my desk, it's crazy. I was chroma glazing all those butterflies, and I have every color sitting out here. I have aqua pigments sitting out here from where I was painting some images. I haven't put anything away. My stamp is, I've not used the stamp yet, so it needs a couple of inks, and I think my ink pad is a little dry. There we go. I'm going to do one more. Just, oops, take the lid off, Candi. I'm trying to get a little better at doing some aqua pigments, but I really like, to be honest with you, making backgrounds with aqua pigments and not necessarily watercoloring. When I visit with my sister at the end of the month, I hope to do some watercoloring with her. My parents are going to move closer to her, and so I'm hoping that we'll be able to, maybe she'll be able to come down and spend more time. They'll be able to spend time, you know, like more than just a weekend or something. I'm very carefully cutting down because I still have an image on here that I haven't cut off yet. And I'm just lining up my sentiment with the edge. I might be off screen a little bit, but I'm just lining up my sentiment with this edge right here. Like literally with the edge right here. I'll show you in just a second. So I'm lining it up literally on the edge where the top of it goes. But I like to do that at the bottom instead of the top. It's easier for me. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the sides. I'm going to put the edge of the sentiment right up against that. So I'm kind of, here, I'll do one up here. So I'm lining up just like that. So it just touches right there. And then when I cut it off, I should have an even border all the way around. And if you notice, I had a faux pas when I was stamping earlier. So I had to flip it over and restamp. I moved it. Okay, so we're just sending oceans of love. I think I'm going to put it right underneath is what I want to do. I do like this cutter a lot. I actually bought it on one of the, I think Thanksgiving. I've been waiting for it. I have a really old cutter from a scrapbook company that I don't think exists anymore. And it worked, but it wasn't perfect. So I waited until British Monroe had a sale. And I think I got it on one of our sales where, you know, you got % off anything in the store, and finally bit the bullet and said, I need it. I got to buy a new one. Because the one I was using isn't available anymore. And people are always wanting to know where to get it. So I have another one I have my eye on that I think is being released tomorrow, possibly. That's skinny. But I like this one a lot. So, and the only reason I'd get a skinny one is when I go on crops. I drive an hour away once a month to crops, and that takes up a lot of room. But I take it, it cuts through. I love the guillotine style more, and I like that you can cut more than one piece of paper out. Okay. Well, I think that is what I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna add anything else to it. I like that it's plain and simple. I really wanted that white background to pop because I wanted to be able to, when the recipient sees it and does the sparkle, just see all of that beautiful coralness. And then I wanted the pop, but I thought the mermaid needed a little bit more than something else. So that's why I wanted to add in some of the plant foliage. So that's my card for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there's a live tomorrow. Shannon's live tomorrow, and I'm not sure who's live on Thursday. But pop over to the store and check out the Under the Sea, Underwater Friends. And we've got a couple more weeks left of July for the subscription products. Or check out the Magical Monarch release we did yesterday, or that we had yesterday with ThermoWeb, and have a great evening. Don't forget to create something. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Monica and Penny, for stopping by. Have a great evening, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye.